Viva FM, the number one choice in Leeds.
So, obviously, is there levels of anxiety? Is there something as a family or friend you feel somebody, suffering with it? How worried should we be for them people?
I mean, encourage them to get some help and support. I think one of the reasons there's still a lot of stigma associated with mental health, mental well-being, and we worry about talking about it because we worry about how others are going to judge us and assume, they'll maybe not be as compassionate as we need them to be or want them to be. So if you are, if you suspect a friend or a family member is struggling with something like this, then be supportive, be non-judgmental, be really listen to them in an open and honest way, and see if you can help them and support them. Because
how easy is it for people to help somebody who needs help? Is it easy, or is it you got to be really strong as well?
I think you need to be a good friend is all you need to be. I think one of the challenges is, if you are worried about somebody, is convincing them that you're not going to be judgmental, that you are genuinely wanting to help them. Because often people say, "Oh, you don't seem yourself at the moment. Is there anything I can do?" I'm fine. So people put those barriers up to prevent them almost getting the help that they could do with it. So it's about, being sincere, being genuine, being non-judgmental. It's the fear of being judged that often stops people from opening up. So, and if somebody says, "No, I'm fine, I'm okay, don't worry," accept that as it is. Just say, "Okay, if you change your mind, if you want to talk to me anytime, I'm here for you," and just be there. Just let them know that you'll help and support them. And if they do then come back and say, "Well, you know what, I really could do with talking to somebody," be that friend for them, be genuine. And if you say you're going to do something, make sure you follow through on it. Whether that's go visit them, make a call to the doctor for them, whatever it is that they ask you to help with, then make sure you follow through on that, so that they can build that trust and that relationship is strong.
How long, in your opinion, does it take a person to realize that they do need some help?
Various studies I've seen one study that said it takes up to 10 years for somebody to finally reach out and admit that they need help and support. Yeah, the people will just live through it. They just think, well, it's just the way I am. It's just something it's my personality or whatever. So people will often take a long time before they'll build up the courage or the determination to do something about it. So, and again, all that time they're waiting, they're living with this anxiety, which can be it can be all consuming. It can be really debilitating. It really can be. For 1 in 10 people, it becomes really debilitated to the point that they just can't live a normal life. And I can remember one lady contacting our helpline, and I was on the phone and talking to her, and she said to me that her agoraphobia was so great, she hadn't left her house for over 3 years. She hadn't been outside. Oh, wow. This was before the pandemic. This was a year. So she just such a fear of going outside, and she just felt so safe and comfortable at home. She wouldn't leave the house, and she hadn't been outside for 3 years. And I used to say, well, can you imagine what that's like? And sadly, today, many of us can imagine what it's like to be locked in our own homes for a long time. But we just think back to what that was like during the pandemic. Imagine having that twice as long as that. So it can be really debilitating for many people, and it is a real genuine disability for them.
So obviously, if when you're suffering from anxiety, depression, etc., suppose are you maybe sometimes not able to keep a job, not able to keep a relationship, or does it have an effect on your normal life?
Yes, I mean, clearly, it like any other long-term illness, it can impact on relationships, personal relationships, family relationships, and can impact on your work-life balance and indeed on your employment prospects. I think one of the difficulties is employers needing to understand and be sympathetic to something that isn't easy to see. You know, if one of us, I don't know, if we went out playing football or cricket at the weekend and we injured ourselves, you know, we broke our arm or twisted an ankle, there's a very physical, visible evidence of your ailment there, isn't there? And you know, it's much more difficult with mental well-being for people to see, oh, you know, they're clearly, they don't look poorly, they don't look ill, but what's going on inside us could be a real torment.
Yes, of course, yes, yeah.
So getting employers to recognise and understand that it is a real genuine problem. I mean, thankfully, it is now covered by the Equality Act, and it is treated as a disability in the workplace. And you know, you have to bear that in mind. Employers have to bear that in mind. And this is, you know, it is an illness that maybe needs some kind of you know, special consideration in the workplace. You might need to have some reasonable adjustments made to maybe be more flexible with the time that you work, or maybe your role, or as with any other kind of illness, your employer has a duty to take that on.
So obviously, employers, and what's you know, I mean, obviously, there's organisations like yourselves who are there to help people.
Yeah. So, but it can have an impact in that area, without a doubt. Yeah.
In what way do you help? You know, someone rings up, say, I have got a problem. Simple. Do you take it from, you know, case by case basis?
Absolutely. What we're very fortunate. We have a pool of about 50 volunteers who help us with the helpline.
Yeah.
And they'll do a shift at various times of day of the week. So you'll speak to different people, different times of day, different days of the week. And initially, what we'll just explore with somebody who contacts us is where they're at with their anxiety, what help and support they've had previously.
Yes.
What have they tried that hasn't worked? What have they not tried? Encourage them maybe to speak to their GP if they haven't spoken to them, and just set out the different types of things that they can consider. And as I say, whether that's self-help books, self-help materials, go to a self-help group. I mean, we obviously, as a charity, we offer access to a variety of different services. We have a membership scheme for those that want to become a member. A lot of the services we provide are available for both members and non-members anyway.
I see.
Obviously, the members do get a bit of a discount on some of those services. The therapy services that we offer, you would need to be a member of, but to access the therapy services. But again, the discount on the price of the therapy compared to what you pay if you went to a private therapist more than covers the cost of membership anyway. We offer a whole variety of different services that people can access, many of which are free as well. So
right. Is this covered within sort of NHS and all that, or?
We're a totally independent, autonomous charity. We get no funding from any NHS or government body or local government. We're totally self-sufficient, which is one of the reasons that we have a membership scheme is to help the charity survive.
Of course, yeah.
We wouldn't be there without the support of our members. But there's lots of things that we've been running online self-help groups during the pandemic, which we started because obviously the self-help groups weren't able to meet face-to-face during lockdown. So we launched a series of online groups. We were running them 3 times a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, I think.
Right.
And two of those were being funded by an external funding organisation, a foundation that gave us a donation to help fund those. So they were free for people to come to. And others we asked for a small donation to help offset the running costs.
Fair enough, yeah. Nothing is for free nowadays, I suppose.
Sadly, it isn't.
Yes,
but
you're doing a wonderful job, Dave. How long have you been in this field?
I've been with the charity just over 9 years. I started in January 2013. So, yeah, it's been an interesting journey.
You know, I'm sure you've seen hundreds or thousands of people. How many, you know, sort of you've seen and you've helped them and they've come, you know, on the other side and they're all laughing and smiling?
Oh, I wouldn't like to hazard a guess. I think annually we probably help between 40 and 50,000 people
right.
through the various different contacts, through the helpline, through text messaging and email support. We have probably we probably have 50 to 60,000 visitors to our website every month. So, I mean, they're probably, even if they're just getting a piece of advice off the website and a piece of help and support, or signposting them to where they can get help and support, that's helping them in some way. So, I mean, over the 52 years that Anxiety UK has been in existence, there's probably quite a few million people have touched, had contact with us in some way or other, and we've been able to give them some support and advice in some small way.
So that's wonderful. I would like sort of to give us the last message, and plus, how can people get in touch with the Anxiety UK?
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, to say it's okay not to be okay. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Don't worry about being judged. We all have ups and downs in life, and it's not, it's nothing that we should be worried about reaching out and getting help and support. I mean, you can hopefully see behind me the helpline number there is 03444 775 774.
Oh, that's a good number to remember, easy to remember.
Yeah, and we're there Monday to Friday, 9:30 to 5:30 on that number. Our website is anxietyuk.org.uk. And from there, you can find details of how to email us or text message us, or even, as I say, on the website, there's our e-helper called Anxia.
Yes.
You can ask a question, and she'll give you, signpost you to the website where the information is that you're looking for. We're here to help you, and here to help you learn to manage your anxiety and put you back in control of it, and take the control away from the anxiety.
That's very well said. I would like to thank you very much for coming and giving us such a wonderful advice.
Thank you. It's been a real pleasure talking to you. Thank you for inviting us to join you at Fever FM, and I hope your listeners do find that some benefit and some use.
Thank you very much, Dave, and we will encourage our listeners to get in touch with Anxiety UK.
Thank you.
You have a nice day. Thank you. Bye-bye.